What is it? More brutes?
Worse. You are now watching Reb's Real Talk with your host, Revenge.
Hello, my name's Revenge, and today I'm going to be talking about the post I made on the official Halo Doom Twitter. For those of you who don't know, I had made a post, admittedly accidentally, on the official Halo Doom Twitter account that was meant for my main account that called out that we should keep hateful political brain rot out of this community. Now, I consider this to be a pretty non-political subject because treating someone with basic human decency should not be a hotly debated topic. Wow, I know, we're really going against the grain with beliefs. Tune into the next episode where I talk about how it's perfectly okay to kiss your homo homies. But all that nonsense aside, the response to the post has generally been very positive, which I appreciate from the Halo and Doom community. But not all the response has been positive. There have been a slew of unhinged transphobes that are just in their feelings about the fact that we don't want edgelords shitting up our spaces. And today, we're going through those hateful responses for the sake of content, because initially, I thought about just blocking these assholes and being done with it. But I thought, if I'm going to be receiving unhinged transphobic comments, I might as well get paid to do it. And since I'm a voice actor, I can control the narrative and give these people unflattering voices. Now, is that the most mature way to go about this? No. But I also don't care. So buckle up, kiddos. We're going down a wild, emotional roller coaster of daddy issues, projection, and other schizo rants. Trigger warning for hateful language, transphobia, suicide jokes, some of them from me, homophobia, and slurs, albeit censored. Fuck off, you monsters think this shit is funny. We're done with your oh woe is me bullshit. As the lead developer, I can assure you that I never thought any of the dead Charlie Kirk jokes were funny, and I was fully behind people celebrating his death getting fired. Also, as lead dev, I can assure you that anyone who expressed those sentiments would not be working on my team. So kindly try again. Just because I don't condone something on one side doesn't mean I have to condone the other. As someone who's received death threats from people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and Confederacy defending racists, both the left and the right can suck my dick. And I'm going to call out bad behavior when I see it on either side. Also, am I a I know my voice doesn't sound the most masculine, but last time I checked, I was a naturally born male with a functioning cock and balls. Hold on, let me check. Yep, I certainly have a dick. It's not impressive, but still likely bigger than whatever these clowns are rocking. This is great. We need more of this. Eat gravel, you burrow-clutching queer.
You know, with a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic, gravel actually doesn't taste that bad. It's actually got a very nice earthy flavor. Thanks for the absolute Sigma cuisine suggestion.
Oh boy, this next one. This guy is so in his feelings that he can't even speak proper English. Shut up, you anti-American communist terrorist numbskull! I am part of responsibility in video game industry, including Ubisoft and Microsoft due to LGBT and wokeism, you subhuman. You are pedophile, communist, terrorist monster, you hashtag pedophile. Oh boy, where do I even start? Let's start with the grammar. First off, for someone who's accusing me of being anti-American, you can't even speak proper American English. And wow, what a fucking trooper. You're partly responsible for the massive layoffs in the gaming industry? Generally surprising you were able to coordinate anything considering your Neanderthal-level gutter speak. Hell, I'm surprised you even managed to get out of bed without choking on your fucking toothpaste. A kindergartner has more articulate sentence structure than you. Buddy, have you ever heard of a fucking comma? I keep imagining you fake-ass cunts handling Halo 2 lobbies back in the day, and it's the funniest shit. Joke's on you, I never turned on voice chat for multiplayer lobbies, and for good reason. Imagine wearing the fact that you were a toxic piece of shit that made a game experience worse like it's a badge of honor. Yeah, 20 years ago, I called a 12-year-old boy a faggot and told him I raped his mother like a real man. Yeah. I never realized that being a toxic, hateful piece of shit was so integral to being part of a community whose franchise story is about humanity pushing past all of its ugliness and hatred to become the best version of itself and survive a genocide from an alien empire and an eldritch fungal hive mind. Or maybe I'm just fucking gay for reading it like that. Now, I'm not against shit talking, especially when you're playing with friends. God knows I have game nights with my friends, and we get pretty R-rated with our language. A slur here, an epithet there. It's okay as long as it's all done in good fun. But in a lobby full of randos 9 times out of 10, it's not done in good fun. While in retrospect it's fun to look at the past and look at legendary online arguments, such as the heated philosophical debate between 2 distinguished academic gentlemen and the use of the riot shield in Call of Duty and how people who use them eat dick all day.
Huh? Tell me what the fuck you need to play a fucking game, and I'll fucking murk you. You fucking cock-sucking fat pussy. That's right. Yum, 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 I eat dick all day. Yum, 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 yum.
Ultimately, trash talking should be reserved between friends who know and trust each other, and not for strangers who are trying to play online and relax. Just because you can't control your anger issues doesn't mean that should be my problem. Last time I checked, people who expected that were called Karens. And to top it all off, there's a time and a place to be an edge fag. It's not in most public spaces. It's in a Discord server with your friends, or public spaces that allow that. Alternatively, if you make edgy content like edgy stand-up or music on your own public platform, because at least you can make the excuse that you have to choose to see that shit. I'm not against edgy content. I'm just against the time and place that it's being used in. It's the same argument that I have against Libby's and the SJW bullshit they peddle. Time and place, and don't be so fucking annoying about it.
Do you idiots ever wonder why we are so sick of mentally ill men pretending to be women, tanking projects based on their mentally ill whims?
So that just magically gives you the right to harass a trans person who had a negative opinion on a video game? And on top of that, the trans person in question here was making a mod. They weren't running a company. It's not that deep, bro. You don't have to interact with the trans person. The trans person isn't going to kill you. Now, I understand the irony of what I just said, considering certain events that happened recently, but that has less to do with people being trans, but rather political fear-mongering from pundits and talking heads like Vosh and Hassan Piker, and various Democrat politicians stroking fears of their listeners. But I'm not going to go too deep into that because that's not the topic of this video. Maybe next time. LOL, how dare you be? I know, sweetie. I guess shutting down calls to violence is gay now. I know, it's shocking. OMG, these LEDs are so sparkly. Oh my gosh, girl. Are you wearing that outfit or is it wearing you? Because it is absolutely symbiotic. Tell me that I don't slay in this leather jacket. Hey there, handsome. Come here often. Jokes aside, I guess it's gay now to shut down inciting violence from the other side. If that's the case, then call me Freddie fucking Mercury. God forbid I be morally consistent and not play favorites when shutting down both sides, because I'm not going to tolerate people calling for lynchings on whoever they consider Nazis, because God knows the term Nazi has been watered down by performative activists and fear-mongering talking heads over the last decade, to the point where it's lost its meaning, just like how the right likes to call Antifa fascist, even though fascism has a huge patriotism and nationalism component, to which Antifa doesn't have. There's still a bunch of terrorist douchebags, though. Now, was what I did maybe an overreaction? Maybe. But he should have read the room. Skill issue. Get good. And to the people telling me to pick a side, I'm on the side of a civilized society where we don't incite violence on each other. How's that for a side, jackass? And before you call me a fence-sitter is someone who tries to please both sides. I please neither. Fuck you. Objectively speaking, though, the transphobes are objectively the more aggressive and openly hateful, as they're the ones attacking an anti-hate post. I actually don't care if people make fun of evil, disgusting children who are obsessed with demon worship and murder. Demon worship? Last time I checked, quite a few of my trans friends are quite atheistic. And last time I checked, atheists don't really worship demons, nor were they obsessed with killing people. This might be crazy to comprehend, but trans people can actually be normal fellas and fellettes. I know, I was shocked too when I discovered this earth-shattering revelation. It was like when I discovered that the Arkham Knight was actually Jason Todd. I totally didn't see that coming. After watching you people treat political assassination like a joke, I think you guys are deliberately ignoring the fact that nobody really cares about how upset you fags get. Lumao, do yourself a favor and join the 41%! Whoa, buddy, you seem a little upset. Did your Steam Deck break so now you can't complete your 69th playthrough of Hatred? Did the Hot Topic in your area close? Did your favorite razor blade get dull so now you can't slit your wrist for attention anymore? Did you get turned down by a 12-year-old? And judging by the number of likes and positive responses, and seeing as none of the transphobes that were replying have been able to ratio the post, I'd say a great deal of people care. Also, seeing as your post got hidden on the platform that's owned by one of the most openly transphobic billionaires, I'd say that at the very least, he would appreciate some civility in that discourse.
You're a fat. Stop talking.
No. You and your community, you're not a community. You're a bunch of insane sociopaths RPing as a community.
You're insecure. 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 You're insecure.
The internet being sanitized is one of the worst things to happen to it. Fuck being yourself unless you have the correct opinions. Fuck anything having a smidge of edge to it. False moralism and virtue signaling is the death of self-expression. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression are not absolute. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression are allowed where it is appropriate and reasonable. There are even laws behind it. Just like how you can't go around shouting the N-word at a public grocery store, you can't go around making transphobic posts on the Steam Workshop. Steam and Microsoft reserve full right to take down your posts if they find them to be not conducive to their standards. And seeing as the post was taken down, it was clearly not conducive to their standards. Excluding certain speech from certain spaces is not censorship or sanitization. It is establishing a fucking boundary. A boundary that you are required to respect if you want to be allowed in that space. No one is stopping you from making your own gaming platform where transphobic garbage is allowed. No one is stopping you from making any sort of platform where you can be as vile and hateful as you can. And thus, it stands that other platforms have even more reason to not accept your speech. Play by the rules or get the fuck out.
Fuck off, retard! Don't like it, click away! The Halo community is not your community! Keep your disguise fetish away from it!
You say this community isn't for trans people, you say. That's weird because quite a few notable community members for both Halo and Doom are trans. And when it comes to Doom, there's actually a few trans people that are developers for UZ Doom, the successor to GZ Doom. And before you say, oh boy, UZ Doom is going to suck because it has trans on the dev team, they've actually made huge optimizations that allow UZ Doom to run nuts.wad at 60 FPS. For those of you who don't know what that is, this is nuts.wad. GZ GZ Doom couldn't do that. In the next update after the initial release, it's getting multiplayer. GZ Doom certainly couldn't do that shit. Speaking of which, multiplayer for Halo Doom Evolved is going to go hard as fuck. I will say though, if UZ Doom doesn't have a picture of an Uzi as its logo, I will riot. There will be no survivors. I will wet willy every single developer until my demands are met. This is a terroristic threat! Let's not forget Marissa Haidt, the original founder of Z-Doom. Without her, Doom modding would not be in the place it is now. No Z-Doom, no Xandronum, no GZ Doom, no UZ Doom. Not to mention all of the legendary mods that were built on that foundation. That includes mods like Brutal Doom, Project Brutality, Russian Overkill, Insanity's Requiem, rest in peace Tib, Embers of Armageddon, and even Halo Doom Evolved. All of these amazing mods would not have existed if it weren't for Marissa Haidt. So tell me again how this community has no place for trans people while you use software coded by trans people. And if that bothers you, by all means, make your own source port. But that about wraps up this video. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and get ready for HDE's final season. We're planning Firefight, multiplayer, and a brand new Covenant enemy pack featuring every enemy from the series from CE to Infinite. Enemies left on the cutting room floor, plus some interesting originals, along with a gore and dismemberment system. This is Revenge, and I hope to hear from you soon.
This concludes today's episode of Rev's Real Talk. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord server so you never miss a video, and be sure to check out Rev's music and merch stores, all of which will be linked in the description below.